Can we truly understand the depth of the impact that gender representation has within the confines of our homes? This is a question that stirs the pot, challenging the norms and provoking deep thought. Consider the case of Jane and John, a couple from a small town in the Midwest. They grew up in households where traditional gender roles were strictly adhered to. Jane was taught to cook, clean, and take care of the home, while John was raised to be the provider, the man who fixes things around the house. As they started their own family, they naturally fell into these roles, perpetuating the cycle of gender representation they were accustomed to. However, their children, particularly their daughter Sarah, began to question these norms. Sarah, an ambitious young girl, felt confined by the traditional roles that her mother played. She wanted to delve into the world of science and technology, areas traditionally dominated by men. Sarah's desire to break free from the traditional gender roles created tension within the family, highlighting the consequences of rigid gender representation. In a contrasting scenario, we have Alex and Taylor from the bustling city of New York. They too were raised in traditional households, but when they started their own family, they decided to break free from the gender norms they grew up with. Alex, the father, took on the role of a stay-at-home dad, while Taylor, the mother, pursued her career in finance. They shared household chores and responsibilities, blurring the lines of traditional gender roles. Their children, on the other hand, grew up understanding the fluidity of roles irrespective of gender. They saw that a person's capabilities and interests should determine what they do, rather than their gender. This approach fostered an environment of understanding, acceptance, and equality, showing a different side to the consequences of gender representation in modern homes. Reflecting on these case studies, it's evident that gender representation has profound effects on the dynamics within a home. It shapes the way individuals perceive their roles and responsibilities, influencing their ambitions and aspirations. In the case of Jane and John, their adherence to traditional gender roles led to tension and conflict within the family, particularly for their daughter, who felt constrained by these roles. On the other hand, Alex and Taylor's decision to challenge these norms resulted in a nurturing environment where their children learned to value equality and embrace the fluidity of roles. In conclusion, gender representation in modern homes is a complex issue with far-reaching consequences. It can either perpetuate stereotypes and create conflicts, or it can challenge norms and foster an environment of equality and acceptance. The way forward lies in recognizing these consequences and consciously choosing a path that promotes understanding, equality, and freedom from gender constraints.